And welcome to the historic Kentucky Theater. It's so nice to see everybody here. You guys are just packed in our home theater. We're broadcasting all over the world. WUMB in Boston, WUGA in Athens, Georgia, Alabama Public Radio, South Texas Public Radio, High Plains Public Radio, from Australia to New Zealand, New York to Cypress Island. We're on the air all over the world, and it's so great to celebrate this kind of music. You don't have to be famous to be on our broadcast. You just have to be good. And for the next hour, you're going to experience two artists completely different from each other. And they are very passionate, very brilliant about what they're doing. But like I said, just put your musical seatbelts on, because we're going to take you for a bit of a ride. Our first artist up, boy, I've been a fan of his for a long time, and he's a guy that's not willing to experiment and really explore this genre of rock and roll that he loves. His music has been called swampadelic, uneasy listening, psychobilly, just a lot of fun stuff. It's great to have him here. He's going to do a song called I Just Had to Laugh to introduce himself. It's from his brand new CD called About Time. Please welcome Webb Wilder and the NashVegans to the WoodSongs Old Time Radio Hour.
Just had to laugh to keep from crying. My heart stopped, I almost dropped when you laid the news on me. I just had to crawl to keep from crawling at your feet, begging, darling, please don't take that thing from me. What'll I do now? Won't you tell me, please? It's hard to know where I stand when I'm down here on my knees. I just had to smile to keep from frowning. A happy clown inside I'm down. Ever since you said we're through, I just had to ask to keep from wondering. The mystery was fogging me. Like a fool, I played the sleuth. What'll I do now? Won't you tell me, please? It's hard to know where I stand when I'm down here on my knees. Just had to laugh to keep from crying. My heart stopped, I almost dropped when you laid the news on me. I just had to swim to keep from drowning. A swollen stream of tears and dreams, white water turning blue. What'll I do now? Won't you tell me, please? It's hard to know where I stand. It's hard to know where I stand. It's hard to know where I stand when I'm down here on my knees. I'm so low I could sit on a dime and swing my feet. Thank you.
Webb Wilder, I just had to laugh. New CD's About Time. Webb, it's nice, so nice that you're here.
Thank you, Michael.
It's about time you made it on WoodSongs.
It is. We're glad to be here.
You grew up in the deep South, Mississippi?
I don't think I ever grew up, Michael.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much. Elvis Presley an influence on you, maybe?
Big time. I mean, I think that in the South, you know, since Elvis was sort of unofficially the coolest person, or unquestionably the coolest person in the world, the fact that he was one of us gave us a special pride.
Where in Mississippi did you grow up?
Hattiesburg, which is almost so far south it almost starts over. It wasn't the Delta, you know, it's like 75 miles north of Biloxi.
Well, we've got to say hello to a bunch of folks because we're on the air in your former hometown in Mississippi on WUSM Radio 88.5 there in your hometown.
Salute.
Hattiesburg, Mississippi. All those folks listening, got a hometown guy on the show. Tell me about your grandmother. You came from a rather musical family.
It's actually my aunt.
Your aunt, okay.
Lillian McMurray. She married my father's brother, Willard, and miraculously, you know, caught lightning in a bottle with the amazing artists she recorded on her trumpet, her and Willard's trumpet record label. Yeah. And these artists included Sonny Boy Williamson, Willie Love and the Three Aces, Jerry Boogie McCain, and you know, Arthur Crudup and Wally Dean, and I'm leaving some people out, Big Joe Williams at one time or another. Elmore James.
What years did she have this trumpet records?
I think sort of late 40s, early 50s. By 54, I think it was sort of all over, except they still had the masters and the publishing and were known for treating their artists and this intellectual property really ethically and honestly. So that kept on sort of being leased, and then they would have trouble with people not treating them ethically and bootlegging them and things like that.
Now, did the music that your aunt was interested in doing on her label, I'm gathering that you listened to a lot of it when you were a kid.
Well, no, I didn't know about it because they had gone out of the record business, and my parents, you know, were not musical. And Willard, Lillian's husband, was in the furniture business, and my father was too. And so sort of, you know, she became a housewife, as far as I knew. And I was already playing in bands and stuff, and I was going out the front door of the house with a copy of Tommy by the Who. I was born on Pete Townshend's birthday, and I got a Hiwatt at home and all that. And so she said, I thought the rock opera was an abortion. And I thought, wow, what does this lady know?
Right.
And who knew that they recorded her song wrong because she had recorded the original Eyesight to the Blind on Sonny Boy, and they do it completely different, which is cool, I think, too. But, you know, that was the moment where I sort of went, oh, yeah, this is the home office, Mississippi. It isn't England. We love it. We love the British invasion, but wow, I'm where I need to be. You know, it was really kind of that galvanizing moment.
So this music that you were listening to as a kid, was it the hardcore blues or was it the British invasion stuff? What was influencing you as a young musician when you were a kid?
As a small boy possessed of the mind of a full-grown man, I was the first kid to have records at F.B. Woodley Elementary, and this is pre-Beatles because I'm 1,000 years old, and but you know, the junk, I mean, it's like Bobby V EPs at the Benjamin Franklin dime store, but I ordered a couple of albums from Sears Roebuck. You could do that then. Elvis Presley had happened at the World's Fair. I didn't know the soundtracks weren't Hound Dog. And Ricky Nelson's Million Sellers. But my dad, I worshiped my dad. I said, what do you like? He said, Hank Williams. So I got to hear Hank Williams by buying him that for Father's Day early on. It was like slowly finding out what was hip. And I think the British invasion really helped a lot of us find out about Chuck Berry and, you know, Slim Harpo and all that kind of stuff.
So what were the kind of artists? I mean, you're a really good guitar player. I mean, you were playing all those leads.
You got the check.
For us.
Thanks. You got the check.
That's it. Thanks for that $5. What were the artists that influenced you as a guitar player? That made you sit down and go, I want to learn this thing, man, I am going to get good at it?
You know, at first I think it was the Beatles and Elvis and folk music and everything, you know, and I kind of always wanted to sing and play. But I think when I sort of started finding myself on the guitar, and I consider myself a musician more than a musician, meaning I pull a song out of a hat instead of a rabbit. And I've always had a brilliant foil like Mr. George Bradfute to help me. But I was hearing Keith Richards and Ronnie Wood play stuff like Chuck Berry and Steve Cropper stuff, and then I sort of connected those dots and listened to the real Chuck Berry and Rockabilly and Buddy Holly, and I think that really helped.
Well, let's see how all this musical influence affects, because it's good to talk about that stuff, because then when you go into your next song, you can begin hearing what all those musical influences were. The new CD is About Time. The song is Jimmy Reed. It's Webb Wilder and the NashVegans on the WoodSongs, Old Time Radio Hour.
Sunglasses, shark skin suits, standing in the broken glass of East Dubuque on a Sunday morning. A Sunday morning. You ramble and you tamble, it's a rot good town. Lose your mind till it can't be found. Now your head is burning, your heart is yearning. Jimmy Reed is the king of rock and roll. Jimmy Reed is the king of rock and roll. Yeah. Down to Ottumwa, up in that room, a light bulb flicking its tongue at you, and the hours passing, the hours passing. Jimmy Reed is the king of rock and roll. Jimmy Reed is the king of rock and roll. Dark sunglasses, shark skin suits, standing in the broken glass of the East Dubuque on a Sunday morning. A Sunday Jimmy Reed is the king of rock and roll. Jimmy Reed is the king of rock and roll. Yeah. Thank you.
Webb Wilder. Boy, they don't make bands like that anymore. The new CD is About Time. If you want to know more about Webb Wilder's music, his tour dates, his website, all that fun stuff, we recommend you go to WoodSongs.com, click on the general store, and there we will tell you all about Webb and his stuff. Let's welcome Webb Wilder back to the stage. You had a song out a few years ago, and it was called Human Cannonball. And you made a video of it, and it was on MTV, and it was... What's it like to have a hit record?
Well, I don't know that I know. I don't know that it was exactly a hit, but it certainly got us some notoriety. And
people know the song.
Yeah, there you go.
People know the song. So, I mean, but you're really plugging away, and then all of a sudden, I know you get airplay anyway, especially in the Americana formats and the rockabilly formats and stuff, but here's something that sort of broke out away from you.
Yeah,
and
that was
found an audience.
Rock radio at the time, and you know, like you say, MTV and stuff like that.
How do you find radio has changed over the years? Is it harder to get airplay? Is it easier to get airplay?
I think it's harder. I think there are more avenues to get the mainstream terrestrial airplay now. I think there are other avenues in satellite radio and stuff, and public radio, and the internet radio that weren't there before. Mm-hmm. So I think the grassroots system is stronger, and the mainstream is probably harder than ever.
Harder to get in. Commercial
You do
radio.
see some things, though, that I think, like CMT will play artists that aren't getting the major country radio airplay, so they can maybe lead in that area. Mm-hmm. But, you know, we were all very encouraged back in the van in the late 80s and 90s when the Georgia Satellites had their very, we thought, Chuck Berry, Stones, Faces inspired hit with Keep Your Hands to Yourself, which is great. Mm-hmm. I think if it came out now, it'd be country. So that's an example of how things have changed.
It's an interesting point.
Yeah.
Now, you are not just an artist, but you're an artist with a radio show.
That's
you have
right.
a Sunday night show on XM Satellite Radio.
Every day, actually.
Oh, it's a daily?
Yeah.
Ah, so you're a busy guy.
I'm a busy guy.
So what's it like as an artist to do your own thing, and then you're also presenting other artists' music?
It's fun for me, and I like to think it gives it a little different slant than someone who doesn't empathize. And, you know, we play a lot of the artists that I've shared dressing rooms with and stuff, you know, so I get to tell some of the stories and, you know, have the people on, and we get to talk about, oh, yeah, you know, and so I think, you know, I like it. I hope everybody else does.
How did you come about getting this broadcast? How did you become a radio guy? You're out on the road a lot. I mean, you work a lot.
Yeah, I think Jessie Scott, who is the program director for my channel, can I say what that is?
Sure. We already did. Go
ahead. It's Channel 12 XM Satellite Radio, cross country. She had known about me as an artist, and I had done some radio stuff, and Billy Block in Nashville was a fan of what I had done at radio, and sort of put the two of us together, actually. Mm-hmm. So it's kind
nice.
Of that simple. It was a lucky thing.
Right, but it's nice how things happen, because it does give you a chance to explore a different part of your music other than just you as an artist all the time.
You're so right, because I'm so dang versatile. You know, I want to share my gifts, and they're so numerous. It's a little bit like the Beatles and old Hank and Elvis all in one, you know, and Flipper and Lassie, too.
Well, thanks for the resume. That was great. Let's go ahead, since we talked about the song. Yeah. Why don't we go? A lot of people are going to recognize this tune. It's called "Human Cannonball." It's the hit. Webb Wilder and the NashVegans on the WoodSongs, Old Time Radio Hour.
Circles is the human cannonball. It didn't take long to learn my trade. Very first show, man, blew the folks away. Now the job's a little risky. I'm my own boss. I got to tell you folks, it really gets me off. I live in a tent with the world's strongest man. When I met the mother like to broke my hand. My baby, she's the lady in the high wire act. When I'm feeling tense, she walks on my back. Now the pay's okay, the benefits are great. I get to shoot the bull with the world's smartest ape. I'm the human cannonball. I'm the human cannonball. Oh, y'all. a buzz, it's a gas, it's a real scream. Ah, I'm the human cannonball. I'm the human cannonball. Oh, yeah. Folks, just make yourselves at home, have a download, enjoy the show. Live with me on the cover of the USA Today, show the world what the human cannonball got to say. On the Leno show, said HC, what you do, you got to be right out of your tree. It's a little risky, I'm my own boss. I got to tell you now, it really gets me off. I'm the human cannonball. I'm the human cannonball. Oh, yeah. I'm the human cannonball. I'm the human cannonball. Oh, yeah.
Webb Wilder. That is so cool. Webb, before we leave you at this, let's say hi to his band, everybody. Tom Comet is playing that rock-solid bass, Jimmy Lester on the drums, and George Bradfute on the guitar, playing guitar with Webb. Aren't they just spectacular? What a tight group. Super tight. If you want to know more about the music of Don Ross, if you want to catch him in concert, his tour date, his website, go to WoodSongs.com, click on the general store. This is show number 343, and we will tell you everything you need to know about Don Ross and how to make his music part of your own home music collection, that of our other guest, Webb Wilder. Webb, you've got a brand new record out. It's About Time. Tell me a little bit about the record.
It'll include a lot of different stuff. The song we're about to do, which is an old Big Al Downing song, a bunch of stuff that my lifelong collaborator and I have come up with, R.S. Field. And, of course, it includes all these guys, George, Jimmy, and Tom. And it sort of goes the whole, it's pretty all over the place. You know, we did some garage rock kind of covers, and then we kind of came up with some of our own garage rock. And George even played some strings and woodwinds. And as you can see, he's a vision in denim.
He's a good-looking guy in a tie. That's right.
He cleans up really good.
That's right. Now, this album, there's not a lot of just good, solid bands out there anymore.
Kind of seems like it, doesn't it?
Yeah. So this is really nice to be able to hear this. I mean, you guys are just tighter than a gnat's butt on an ice cube.
Well, I appreciate it. I was talking to Bono about that the other day.
Well, let's get into we've got time for this one preciously short little song. The CD is About Time, brand new for him. It's called Down on the Farm, Webb Wilder and the NashVegans on the WoodSongs, Old Time Radio Hour.
You might think I'm a crazy fool. I saw a horse doing a bobbing with the mule down on the farm. Down on the farm. Down on the farm, rock and roll digging over my barn. Rooster won't crow, chicken won't cluck. Walk around the barnyard doing a huggle-buck. Down on the farm. Down on the farm. Down on the farm, rock and roll digging over my barn. Yeah! Lazy dog, lazy pig, all I want to do is a rock and roll jig. Down on the farm, down on the farm, down on the farm, rock and roll digging over my barn. All right. I think I'm a crazy fool. I saw a horse doing a bombing with a mule down on the farm. Down on the farm. Down on the farm. Rock and roll digging over my barn. Down on the farm. Down on the farm. Down on the farm. Rock and roll digging over my barn. Thank you.
Webb Wilder, brand new album is about time. Wasn't it nice having Webb Wilder on the show? What a good band, good artist, a lot of energy. Don Ross. Don, of course, you've got CDs in the outer lobby. All of these artists are going to be out in the lobby after the encores are done. So you can get CDs. Webb Wilder's got his CD out there as well. And it would be great for you to take some of their music. If you had a great time during the show, you could take their music home with you. And let's see who else we have over here. What's your name?
Madison Long.
Madison Long, you're from here in Lexington?
Yes.
And there's your mom and dad out here?
No.
Just drove your car out here? Would you like to introduce the next artist?
Yes.
Okay. Do you know his name?
No.
No? Elvis Presley. Can you say Elvis Presley?
Yes.
Okay. Can you say Webb Wilder?
Yes.
Can you say Flipper?
Yes.
Please say, I want you to say, please welcome Flipper to WoodSongs.
Please welcome Flipper to WoodSongs.
I watched you walk from table to table, a strong drink in your hand. You danced with every guy who was able. I know I don't fit in your plan, but if you're looking for a fool, here I am, here I am. If you need somebody you can cheat on, a heart you can break every day, a puppet on a string you can pull on, girl, a man who won't get in your way. But if you're looking for a fool, here I am, here I am. I'm just a fool in love with you. I'd do anything, little girl, that you want me to. I watched you walk from table to table, a strong drink in your hand. You danced with every guy who was able. I know I don't fit in your plan, but if you're looking for a fool, here I am, here I am. All right. me too. If you need somebody you can cheat on, a heart you can break every day, a puppet on a string you can pull on, girl, a man who won't get in your way. But if you're looking for a fool, here I am. If you're looking for a fool, here I am. Here I am.
Thank you very much.
I got a spare room behind the barn for my Mack attack when I'm on the farm. You click it on, then you click around. See the cyber fun I found.